Hello everybody, I am the Pistol Evan back with another video, and today we have a very special video because today we've reached 600 subscribers, which is amazing. I've been running this channel for 3 years and yeah, this is cool. So I thought I would make a special video, and yeah, thank you all so much for watching my videos. And now this video will be on cars that weren't intended to be rare but ended up becoming pretty expensive. So yeah, now before we start I have to say that I won't be including any cars that were intended to be exclusives, like for example Barry Diesel, the Metallic Tokyo-Mater, the Super Chase Bud, or for example the Precision Series cars, because all those were intended to be kinda rare. And also for example Cletus from the Storytellers collection, because that was pretty limited. It was only in the United States, so yeah, cars like that won't be included. I'm only including cars that were released everywhere and were released in the main line and are now randomly rare. So let's get started. Alright, so first we have one car that's pretty recent. It came out in 2021 and it's Will Rush, the Vinyl 2Pay Next Gen, which now goes for like $50 or something. It's kind of random, I didn't really expect it. I found out that he's rare just because I was on Discord and some random guy said that Bill Rush was pretty expensive and he wanted to get one for cheap, and I looked up and this guy went for like $50, and it's really insane to me because I got him for like 12 euros, which was pretty kinda expensive at the time, but now it's pretty cheap. So yeah, that's one that's pretty recent and has become pretty rare. Next we have a pretty old one. It's Determined Lightning McQueen, released in around 2015 or 2016. I got him just last year, I believe, and I got him for like 12-15 bucks around there, and now he's pretty rare. And it's not surprising since it's a pretty cool variant of McQueen. We don't usually get just expression variants, so this one was really interesting when it came out, and people use them in like stop motions and stuff, so definitely a lot of people wanted this guy. And yeah, now he's pretty expensive. I've seen it for like $40 and there are barely any of him on eBay, so yeah. Next we have one that's pretty recent as well. It's from 2018 and it's Dino Drevsky in his metallic design. So this one is like pretty rare actually. I've seen it like go from like $50 to $100, or like, I don't know, it's very inconsistent. Especially here in Europe, he's much more common, I would say. I got him in a store, so yeah, but he's pretty expensive, so that's another one that surprised me a lot. So another one that really surprised me was this one, which is Eugene Karboreski, the Cars 1 Tank Code Racer. This is more specifically the one with rubber tires. And yeah, he's become pretty expensive, but I know that eventually he'll get re-released. But he's definitely, as of now, one of the rarest piston cup racers from Cars 1 especially. Now here's the only rusty car from Cars 1 that still hasn't been re-released or at least announced. This guy was released in 2016 along with all the other rusty cars, but for some reason he's been like kind of forgotten by Mattel. Next year we'll be getting the the other pretty rare one, which was Jay Schuster. But this guy, Javeth, he hasn't been even confirmed. So for now, he's one of, if not the rarest, Rusty card. Mater as a doctor from Rescue Squad Mater. I got this one as a kid when the Tall Tales Cars diecast were still in stores, and I've seen them go for like from 20 up to like 60 bucks. It's very inconsistent when it comes to his like value, but he's definitely not too common, so I decided to put him here. And yeah, Dr. Mater. Up next we have another Lightning McQueen. This is the Dragon Lightning McQueen with oil stains. As you can see, he's got the angry expression too. This is not the one that's being released this year. He was only released in 2010 and I believe maybe 2015, but I'm not sure about that. The thing with him is that he goes for like, it's very inconsistent. As I said with Dr. Mater, this guy has the same thing going on. I've seen him go from like 17 bucks up to like 60. So yeah, he's definitely pretty rare, but he's kind of common compared to other cartoon diecasts. But he made it into the list, so here he is. Neon Lightning McQueen, which kind of also surprised me a lot when I saw the prices he went for, because he's pretty inconsistent as well, but much more consistent than the previous two I mentioned. This guy goes for like 40 or 50 bucks package now, which is insane because I remember I got him in a store when I was little, so yeah, pretty insane. Here we have a group of cards. I decided to count them all in the same bubble because they usually sell together. I've seen them go for like a ton of money actually. Each of them goes for like around 40 to 50 bucks, but I've also seen some other ones go for like much cheaper, like 20 bucks or 17 bucks. I guess they might never be made again because they are from a car short that it barely gets any attention at all now. So yeah, I wouldn't see them making these again anytime soon, so maybe that's why these are pretty rare. Here we have another two cartoon diecast. We have Yojimbo and Tabinu from Tokyo Mater. These two are very rare, especially Tabinu. These go for like, I don't know, like 50 bucks. And I've seen Tabinu go for like 70 sometimes, maybe 80. I don't know, pretty crazy. I got these for like around, I got Tabinu for like 20 bucks and I got Yojimbo for like 8 bucks. Really random, but yeah, I don't see these guys getting re-released anytime soon. Maybe next year if we are lucky enough, because Mattel is bringing back the cartoons diecast, but these are some very obscure characters, so I don't expect them to be made again. Doc Hudson with stand and headset. This one came out in 2015, and you know, it's one that really surprised a lot of people because they actually made this like huge accessory, which is the pit crew box. Really cool diecast, honestly. And he's become like pretty rare. Not dog with headset, but the one that comes with the pit stop accessory. The cheapest I've seen him go for is like 70 bucks. But he usually goes over 100 bucks. New in the box at least. But yeah, used, he's still pretty expensive. I got mine used, but for like 20 bucks, which was pretty good. And yeah, another one that didn't really surprise me because I knew how rare he was before I got him. So yeah, here we have another one that really surprised me, which was the Lights and Sounds Rotor Redline. I got this guy back in 2011 or 2012, that's when he came out, and yeah, when I found out he was rare, that was really surprising, because, you know, I got him when I was like 6 years old, and surprisingly, he's still in pretty good shape. But yeah, he definitely is pretty expensive. He goes from like 40 to like 60 bucks. Yeah. Here we have one of the most rare Piston Cup racers, which is Go Racer. Yep, he doesn't have a name because he was only released in a 11 pack exclusive to Target, which I got online back when it was like pretty decently cheap. But yeah, I got him back in 2017 when it came out, and most of the cars I had in the pack, actually all of them except for Tex, I didn't have them, so it was a really cool pack. And yeah, this guy hasn't been released since then. He was only in that 11 pack, which is kind of crazy because most of the other multi-pack exclusives were either released as a single eventually, or they were just thrown in some other multi-pack. But this guy stayed exclusive to that pack. So yeah, he's pretty rare. Up next we have some of my most randomly rare diecasts. These are Stefan Gramsci on the left and Jerome Rampt on the right. So these two were released in 2016 in the Oil Rig series, which also had some interesting release of the corrected submarine fin missile. But these two and Toga Gremlin, which is another gremlin with a flamethrower, these three have become pretty expensive. Like, they go for like 70 or 80 bucks each, which is absolutely insane, especially because I found both of these in stores. So thinking that, you know, I could have easily passed on them, but I'm glad I didn't. Now, this one really surprised me. This is Steve Korsky, Briggyardly's hauler. He was released in 2018 along with a few other Cars 3 stock car haulers. This guy, for some reason, he is like especially expensive. He goes for like 100 bucks, and it's crazy because I got him for just like 30 bucks. And yeah, he hasn't been re-released. There's other ones that have been released multiple times, like Bobby Swift's hauler or Speedy Comet's hauler, but this guy and another 2 or 3 haulers have remained pretty rare. Alright, so here we have one of my favorite cartoon characters, and one that I was really excited to get as a kid. And as you can see, he's got beaten up by 5-year-old me. So he is really cool, and sadly he goes for like over 100 bucks packaged, which is absolutely insane to think about because he's not even a car, and he's pretty small, like crazy. But yeah, I got this guy for the normal retail price back when he came out in 2010, so yeah, that's why he's beaten up, because I've had him for like over a decade. So here's another one that surprised me. He's probably the one that surprised me the most. This is Jocko Foloco Mac. He appeared in Cars 3, and for some reason they decided to release this version of Mac back in 2017 in the early days of the Cars 3 diecast. They decided to release him instead of the regular Rusty's Racing Center Mac. It's one of those very random releases, because he's a variant of a variant of a variant. Now he's gone for like over $100. I've seen him go for like $150. And it's kind of crazy because I got him when he was pretty cheap, but I still got him for like 30 something bucks. But it was totally worth it. So here we have the Spearmint Pit Crew from Cars 1. These guys were only released in one 3-pack in 2009 with the racer Ernie Gearson. Now, there's another few teams that got these 3-pack releases with the racer, but the other ones got a couple more releases both in 2008 and 2009, and I'm pretty sure these two only got released in 2009, and that's probably why they are especially expensive. These are much more expensive than, for example, the Shiny Wax team, which I also got, and the Leagueless team. That one is pretty easy to find, but these guys really are worth a lot. I've seen them go for like over $100. Alright, so this is one of my rarest cars. It's Graham with camera and headset. As you can see, he's got the headset. But this guy, I remember I got him in 2013, which is when he came out, and I got him in the store. To think that now he goes for like $130, it's pretty insane. But yeah, this is probably one of my most valuable cars when it comes to like his like size and all. He's pretty small for being $130, but that's kind of how scalpers sell things. Alright, so you guys kind of know already the story behind some of these guys, but I'll have to explain it for the video. So yeah, back in 2009, Mattel started releasing some haulers. Back in 2009, and they released some highway haulers like Jerry Recycled Batteries and Gale. It wasn't until 2010, which was just a year later, they released a ton more of cars, especially haulers. And yeah, they released Paul Valdez here in the middle, and these three down here. They only got released in 2010, and it was at the time when Mattel was getting ready for Cars 2, so they had to like cancel a ton of things. And these guys, they got released, but they had like, they were produced in very low quantities, I guess. And yeah, besides that, people like to sell haulers for very expensive prices just because they are big or something. So these guys now go for like $200 each. Gil and Paul Valdez are not that expensive, but definitely if you want them packaged, especially Paul and these three, you'll have to pay like over $200, which is absolutely insane. But if you get lucky like me, you might find them used for really cheap. Jerry was the only one that I got as a kid, back when he was in stores. I got these two almost 3 months ago. But yeah, I got them for like $20 each, pretty nice. And these down here, I got Ben Crankleshaft a year ago for like $20. And I got Oliver Lightload just like a month ago for $20 as well. And Chet Boxcar, I got him in like, I believe it was like May or so, but I got him for like $20 as well. So I definitely got lucky with these, but especially if you live outside of the US, these guys are not that valuable because people outside of America are not as crazy with prices, I guess. So yeah, These are definitely my rarest cars. And well, that's it for the video. I hope to see you guys soon in the next couple of videos. Bye.